Hi, my name is Emily Rain, and today I'm just going to be coloring in an old drawing with some Copic markers and Ohuhu markers, and just kind of talking about why I waited so long to start making videos, and yeah, let's get into it. So first, I suppose I should talk about the channel name, Rainy Day Ink. And this, I don't know if it's an inside joke with myself or something of the sort, but I kind of created this brand for myself in high school in a digital media class where we had to create a logo for like a fake company, and I did Rainy Day Ink. And my middle name is Rain, so I've really identified a lot with my middle name in my life because my first name is just such a common white girl name. I love my first name, but my middle name sounds like more like a hippie name and has more life to it than just Emily. And Emily Rain together sounds more complete to me. So I decided to go with Rainy Day Ink. And the reason my middle name is Rain is because it was raining the day I was born. And so I've always really loved the rain and identified with the rain. Now, as far as why it took me so long to finally start a YouTube channel and start making art videos, part of that is just generalized anxiety about posting content on the internet. I started taking art seriously, as serious as you can take art, around middle school, and that was when I started really developing my art skills, and that was when I first started taking interest in making videos. In middle school, my dream job was to be a director. That's all changed now, but I still really enjoy the filming process. And in middle school, you know how middle school is. Kids are mean. And if you had a YouTube channel, odds are you were bullied. So a lot of confidence was needed for me to get to a point where I was comfortable posting videos on the internet. It took me until my junior year of high school to feel comfortable posting just photos of my art on the internet on my Instagram. And when you post your art on the internet, you're posting a piece of yourself, of your soul on the internet for I wouldn't say millions, more like tens of people to see and comment on. Because a lot of people just see it in passing, you come to realize. My major's in mass communications right now, so I'm dealing more with the social media end of things and learning about how that works and how to market a brand on the internet. So hopefully I'll be able to practice some of those things throughout the creation process of my channel and my identity as an artist on YouTube and on the internet in general. I feel like I finally snapped when I decided to start posting videos on YouTube. And that's not snapped in a bad way. More like I finally just said, screw it, I'm gonna do this thing. And also I got really fed up with Instagram, where I usually post my artwork. And that's because the way Instagram's algorithm works for artists, it's very limiting to what type of content you're allowed to post, allowed being in quotation marks. But it really limits the creative content for artists. If you don't have a specific aesthetic on your page, or if your account doesn't look a certain way, your views will start going down. And Instagram can be very constricting to the type of art you're allowed to make if you want your artwork to be seen by many people. And for me, I got boxed into fan art and lots of just drawings of girls in digital art form. And don't get me wrong, I love drawing fan art. I love drawing girls because it's just easier to me because I am female. And I love digital art as well. However, I've been really feeling the need to create some more traditional art recently. And Instagram just wasn't allowing me to do that. So starting a YouTube channel was kind of my way of taking back my creativity as an artist and just deciding to not care about Instagram's algorithms and to start posting what I want to create on that account. And what I want to create right now is more traditional art. And I've been going back into my markers and painting and watercolor. I missed watercolor so much. I should have a watercolor video coming out in a couple weeks or so. But it's so much fun. And I missed traditional art, and I felt like I was restricted to doing specifically digital art. Also, the color I used for the shoes in this drawing originally is probably one of my favorite colors that I have of Copic markers. It's called Lipstick Neutral. Gosh, it's my favorite color there. Because it's like a nice sort of pinky color. I used it on the lips as well, in case you were wondering. But I'm venturing back into traditional art to feel more connected to my artwork, I guess. Because there's a different feeling when you make digital artwork versus traditional artwork. With traditional artwork, it's very tangible and almost therapeutic to be a part of the creative process with traditional art. Whereas with digital art, you still have the feeling of drawing, but you don't have like the sound of the pencil scraping against the paper, or the feeling of dipping your brush into water to clean it out, or just the feel of the pen on paper is very therapeutic. And with everything going on in the world at this point in time, a little therapy is needed. And if that comes in the form of art for me, so be it. So I'm venturing back into traditional artwork. And I'm enjoying the journey so far. The reason I'm only coloring this piece in this video is because I had drawn it long before I had decided to start posting videos, and I just never got around to coloring it. But I inked it, it was like all ready to color, and then I just got sad and lazy and decided not to. So this was kind of a warm-up of getting back into marker art for me. And the thing is, with traditional art, like going from digital art back to traditional art, you find yourself doing things that almost feels uncomfortable because you have no undo button when you're doing traditional art. You just have to find ways to mask over the mistakes. And that's another therapeutic part about traditional art, is that you have to find a way to work with your mistakes. They're happy accidents, as Bob Ross likes to say. But you work with your mistakes to create something beautiful, and you don't have that option to get rid of your mistakes. Speaking of mistakes, I would say this is my biggest mistake with this piece right now, is filling in the background entirely with this color. And you notice how I put tape down? I put washi tape down? I thought I was going to do like a watercolor or something for this one originally. Washi tape does not work for markers. Alcohol-based markers bleed right through washi tape. I don't know why I thought it was going to do the same thing it did when I use painting or watercolor or anything like that, but it did not, and it bled through. And filling in the background is still something I'm not so sure I should have done for this piece of art, But I'm honestly happy with how it turned out, mistakes and all, and it's honestly a learning process to get back into traditional artwork. But I end up being really happy with how this piece turns out. But anyway, I really love traditional artwork and the feel of the pen on the paper, and making videos was the perfect way for me to get back into it and feel confident with what I was creating. And honestly, I'm kind of disappointed I waited this long to start making YouTube videos, because it's something I've wanted to do since middle school, and I'm now a sophomore in college. But I'm starting to get really confident with the way my art is turning out. Another reason it took me so long to get into making videos is that I didn't really have a space to make videos. As in, my house is so loud, so I'm having to do voiceovers for these videos, because if I allowed the audio to be in the videos, there would just be so many random background noises. Like the last video, my sister's cat interrupted it. I believe there's several videos where my sister's just reaching at something across my desk in frame, and my dad put a couple of things in my video in like a future one, so I'm not in a very quiet household, but it's a very fun household. And when I get back to my dorm at college, I'm sure I'll be able to do audio while I'm recording, because my roommate is very chill and amazing. But until then, I'm going to be doing voiceovers for these because my house is very loud. Anyway, back to explaining what I'm doing to color this in. I'm adding a white gel pen as an outline on this. And this is another one of those things that I'm not too sure about why I did it. But I think it added just a little bit more to separate her from the background. And I learned this from watching Drawing with Waffles on YouTube. And I feel like YouTube is a great resource for artists, because that's where I learned half of how to draw was from YouTube. So hopefully I'll be able to add a little bit of the learning process for some future artists who are looking to enhance their skills or mostly learn from my mistakes, because who am I kidding? That's what it'll be. I'm not really sure where this character design came from. It's probably from like a numerous amounts of images I've seen on like Pinterest or something, but I kind of wanted to do something that looked a little bit like a Greek goddess. The heel kind of distracts from that sort of thing now that I'm looking at it, but just ignore the heel. Ignore the modern day high heel in the picture, and it looks like a Greek goddess. But I really want to get back into drawing my own characters versus fan art. And fan art is completely legitimate artwork. I love fan art. But I miss creating things that were just for me, and like characters that were representations of parts of me. And I did that a lot early on in high school. And I want to get back into drawing my own characters, so that way I can one day make my own comic series. And this is the last final detail I add on this, is this white outline on the dress. And then once you're done with your drawing, as usual, you gotta sign your initials or your name onto it and make sure the world knows who created the piece of artwork. And here I pull up the tape to reveal that the marker bled. But this was really fun to make, and hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and hope you have a wonderful rainy day. Bye, guys.